Yo, where did I put that camera? Aha. What's up, guys? I am AkemiTCG and we're back here with a brand new vlog. Episode 11. I'm so happy we're able to go to locals again. The deck I'm playing today is... oh boy. It's a fan favorite. Rikkas. I've never taken Yu-Gi-Oh seriously before. I'm going to nationals and I'm going to share my journey with all of you.
Impossible to open.
So I'm actually pretty stoked to play it. This is my current sideboard. I'm tweaking it around a lot just because I haven't been to locals in so long. I don't know how many dry tom players there are going to be. I don't know how many meta players is going to be. I always build my deck to cater against, you know, obviously who's at the locals, so you have the higher chance of winning. So I'm just going to try to figure out all of that today. I haven't been to locals with Rikkas in about 5 months now, and it's been a really long time, and I just want to try it out, see how it does. I know it's probably not going to perform well, but who knows? We're gonna do our best, and we're gonna crush the competition. Let's get to it. Are you guys ready to win locals?
Totally.
Yeah, he's ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, he's got his, what are you playing?
I'm playing MD drink and a triple shot.
Why are you drinking both?
What the heck? We slept like an hour, I think.
Why? Why? What'd you do?
I don't know. I was doing things.
Oh, okay. That's kind of sus. Playing this deck?
Yeah.
Looking like a ReZero
Yeah,
Turbo? You
yeah.
sure you got the right game? I thought we were
right.
playing Yu-Gi-Oh, not anime.
Wait, I also have ReZero. Turbo.
Yeah.
Fake. Who's the real one?
Yeah, I am. I have all three.
Alright, we're here. You ready?
Totally.
Totally? Are you ready? Yeah, we got a dual buyer boxes. We're donating these to the store.
No, we're opening them all up.
Yeah, we're cracking open dual power. Hey!
Go.
Hey! Hey!
What's inside? It's that heavy.
Yeah, it could be anything, dude. Dude, these stairs always be tiring. We made it. Hey, what's up? Hello. The squad is all here. We got a fan here of AkemiTCG. What do you want to say?
Don't eat no dumb shit no more.
Don't eat dumb stuff. Alright, what do you got to say?
I gotta say, Paleo best deck.
You're playing. Weren't you the Spiral player on my channel? Why are you playing Paleo? That's not Spiral. What is this?
He traded Spiral. He
Fake.
turned on Spiral.
Hey, is that Alex? How you doing, dude? I haven't seen you forever. How you been?
Alright, I'm currently trying to assemble a deck.
Oh no, you're playing this?
Of course I am.
I am terrified of that deck, dude.
You should be.
I finally made it. Sorry I couldn't make it for the past 2 weeks.
AkemiTCG, man. Represent for your boy.
What's up? How you guys doing?
You doing fine?
We're breathing. Bought some of these? What'd you pull?
I bought a case, bro. I got you with the Dark Magician, the Double
Wow.
Perm. Got you with the Blue Eyes. Oh well, I ain't flexing that hard, bro. I got that Red Eyes.
Oh, you got the trifecta.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Feels nice to be back, man.
Of course, yeah. Dude, that card Loki knows.
Three. Duelist interview. You're gonna win this week?
I'm always gonna win.
You're always gonna win? Well, he's gonna win this week, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Like every other week. What are you playing today? You playing some gas?
We're going Evil Twin Unchained today.
ETU. Evil Twin Unchained.
Yeah, sure. YouTube.
Okay, gas.
Spanish for Andy.
I'm playing some rope today. Hopefully we do well. Probably gonna do well. It's okay. No L's here. No L's here. All right, let's get it. This is our first game back. It's been a long while since I've actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Believe it or not, I've just been really busy. But I played against Dinos. This is a very tough matchup for Rikkas because Lost World kind of messes up with all of the interactions. You can't snowdrop target your stuff, and the snowdrop target to copy levels is so important that literally a single Lost World can ruin the game. Granted that I have a token on my side of the field. But I did lose the dice roll, so I am going second, unfortunately. This version of Rikkas that I'm playing is the going first version, which was requested by some of my subscribers, so I decided to roll with it, put in some hand traps, try to figure out if I could possibly still combo, but have like a decent going first version that wouldn't get just snowballed by the meta. So opening up, I didn't have any hand traps, so he had a full combo with Fossil Day. So then he extends and goes into Rapoticus, and I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't seen this yet. So in my head, I'm like, yo, if he calls Wing Beast, I'm dead. So he calls Wing Beast, he goes for the Samorg, and his final board was Barrier, where I can only special summon wind monsters, or both players can only special summon wind monsters. Samorg, which Samorg and the Barrier can't be targeted. Evolves Doka, which is 2 negates, 2 monster negates, and Ultimate Conductor Tyrana, which is an interrupt to Book of Moon my monsters face down. For which I promptly look up to him and I say this.
Understandable.
Game number 2. So I go first this time because I want to set up my VFD combo, and also I sided in Ice Dragon's Prison and Artifact Lancia just for this particular matchup because I feel like those 2 cards are really good. Because Lancia prevents him from summoning UCT and using double Evo, and also if you do it preemptively, Miz can't banish for cost and use its effects. So anyways, I use Rikka Glamour to search for Primula, then I normal summon Evo Thorn. For those of you who don't know, Evo Thorn and Primula is literally full combo for a turn 1 True King of all Calamities with this specific deck. So anyways, I use Evo Thorn's effect, but then bam, he interrupts it with Psyframe Gamma. Unfortunately, I didn't have the 3 tactical talents on ready, but because Evo Thorn was tributed, I special summoned Primula during the resolution in defense. I then special summoned Mudan in defense to search for Tranquility just to get a little bit more defense. I know it's not too great against UCT, but it gives me a little bit of more gas. So I set 2 with the Mudan and pass. On his turn, he opens up Pankratops and Lost World, which is literally the best 2 cards he could have opened up with. And I know I'm in a really tight spot now. So he targets my back row with Pankratops, which prompts me to chain Tranquility because I just don't want to lose it for free. I get my Evo Thorn and my Mudan back, but then he does his Dino shenanigans with the Oviraptor. He then uses Miss Effect to banish in the graveyard. But fortunately enough, I had Ash to negate it. This forces him to go into a different play. He just goes into battle running over my Evo Thorn because he knows I contributed to get 2 more. And he ends on Baguska in defense and a baby on the field. So here's where I messed up, okay? Here's where I messed up. So when he summoned the token, I can get to choose where to place the token. I should have put it in the middle zone, and this is why. When I summon Aromaseraphy Jasmine on the next turn, the petal and the remaining plant monster, I could have attributed the token to go into extra defense, and also since he didn't summon, he can only summon 1 token per turn, he wouldn't have extra gas if he used, let's say, like Oviraptor to pop the token on his turn. So now, I knew the mess up. So on his turn, he summons Oviraptor, runs over my Jasmine because Lost World debuffs my Jasmine, and then main phase 2, he uses Raptor to destroy the token to summon Pank, which then generates a new token on my field. He then drops Mist during main phase 2, and with all the shenanigans, he ends on the Doka, Baguska, Linkaribo, and UCT. I am now in top decking mode. Dun dun dun, I'm in a bad spot. So I draw into some gas, and then I set 1 and pass. On his turn, he attacks, I flip Ice Dragon's Prisoning, targeting Pankratops, which gets rid of UCT and Pankratops at the same time. I somehow live for the turn, but then I ended up drawing to a brick, which is hard. It's the worst time to see it, and conceding, which concludes match number 1. Other than putting the token in the wrong spot, I don't think there was really much else I could do, since the Lost World token also prevents Rikka Petal from returning back onto the field, because it's not a plant monster. So it's just a hard matchup. I have won this match before, but it's not really Rikka favored. But on to match number 2. Going into match number 2, I am playing against Paleo Frog. So this is kind of rough. It can go either way. Rikkas can grind out in the long game because of Petal, but if Toad is set up a little bit earlier, I'm not going to be able to outgrind that. So he wins the dice roll, he goes first, normal summons Lilith to grab Trap Trick to his hand. Basically, Lilith lets you grab 3 trap cards, and your opponent picks one to go to their hand, but I believe he just revealed 3 trap tricks, so I gave him the trap trick basically. He then sets 3 and passes. On my turn, I activate 1 for 1, pitching Rikka Petal, and then I summon Evil Thorn with it. He imperms the Evil Thorn on resolution, and I activate Prosperity for 3 afterwards. Out of the 3, I grab Lonefire and I normal summon Lonefire. This card is very, very good in this deck. So I use Lonefire to tribute Evil Thorn to summon out Mardell. I then trigger Mardell Chainlink 1 and Primula Chainlink 2. And as a Chainlink 3, he'll trigger one of his traps, Fiend Grieving. So that bounces my Evil Thorn back into his deck, and then he also sends his Absolute King Blackjack into the graveyard. I grab Boss Stage off of Mardell. Afterwards, I make Jasmine, and he uses Blackjack to set Candida onto the field. I then use Jasmine to tribute my Mardell to summon Mudon, which he responds with Torrential. And since Mudon still got the search because it wasn't negated, I grab Rikka's Sheet. I set 2, activate Boss Stage, and pass the turn. On his turn, with the Boss Stage, I summon Har and 4 tokens, and he activates Candida targeting Har, so I am forced to negate it. I tribute the 2 tokens, I negate it. He normal summons Celestial, runs over one of my tokens, and then blows up my spell card, and I take 600 damage. This is pretty much all due to Celestial's effect. It's actually pretty dope. And on my turn, I summon Evil Thorn, and then use its effect to summon 2 more from the deck. I flip Tranquility, using Evil Thorn as cost to summon both Petal and Mardell. With Mardell, I use its effect to search for Rose Girl, and since I'm not locked into plants yet because I didn't use Petal's first effect, nor did I use Snowdrop's first effect, I summon True King of All Calamities, also known as VFD, and this happens. Okay. Game number 2. So I sat in everything for going second, and obviously against Paleo and pretty much every single other back row heavy deck, I side really heavy for that kind of stuff, so it basically evenly matches Lightning Storm, Toppy, Feather Duster. Basically, the works, and hoping and praying that I draw into one of those. Anyways, he sets 1 and then sets 4 back row, passes. Then on my turn, I go immediately to battle phase, and I'm like, evenly matched. If he doesn't have the Judgment here, I'm pretty sure he's going to lose, but obviously he has the Judgment. I normal summon Petal, and he flips it face down with Candida. I then special summon Mudon, then Chainlink 1 Search, and Chainlink 2 activate Rose Girl, and then he Chainlink 3 Fiend Grieving, which hits my Petal and gets him Blackjack in the graveyard. So basically now I'm out of Petal, and now he pretty much has a free extra trap card because of the Blackjack. I use Snowdrop to tribute the Rose Girl and special summon her and Petal. I then use the Petal because he actually hasn't hit the effect yet, or I haven't even attempted to activate the effect yet. He then imperms the Petal when I attempt to use the effect. I use Snowdrop to make everything a level 8, then I summon Teardrop. He reads Teardrop and he's like, okay, I am going to Torrential. And then he'll also trigger Dupe Frog because it did hit the graveyard as well, so which let him search out the Swap Frog. He then normal summons Swap and specials Ronin, then he Toads me, attacks me for 2200, sets 1 and passes. End phase, I special summon my Petal back. On standby, he summons back Dupe with Toad, and then I attempt to activate Rose Girl's effect in the graveyard, and he Fiend Grievings it again back into the deck. This is rough. I then activate Prosperity, and I dig for Lonefire. I didn't have enough resources to take the 1 for 1, and evenly wasn't really relevant at that time, so it just made sense to take the Lonefire. I normal summon Lonefire, tribute itself for cost. Obviously, this is bait. I'm forcing him to, negate the Lonefire because if he doesn't, he's in a bad spot. Then I use Petal to search for Snowdrop and summon both the Snowdrop and the Aromatherapy Angelica, but make everything a level 8. I summon Ulse and force his Dupe Frog back to the top of his deck. I run over my Lonefire and then I pass the turn to him. He summons Swap, gets Ronin, goes into Amirage, then goes into Vertive with 2 other Ronins. Pretty much basically frog shenanigans, and he climbs into Security Dragon and goes finally into Avermax. He runs my Ulse over, hits me for 3k, and I revive Petal at the end of my turn. Here, I mess up really bad. Last minute decision, I decided to cut out 1 Snowdrop for consistency issues that I had in the deck, and the reason why I did this is because I thought I would use Strene very often, but I realized the reason why I summoned Strene in the first place is primarily due to Snowdrop. So this would have been a really easy out. I did have Glamour and Carrot Weight in hand. I would have searched for the 3rd Snowdrop using my Petal, summoned both Snowdrop and Carrot Weight, copied the levels so they're both 4, summoned Strene, grab something back, tributed that Strene with Glamour and go into Araya, the Sylvan High Orbiter, and then out is Avermax, shuffle it back into the deck. Unfortunately, I couldn't think of a good enough combo with my remaining cards. I just didn't have the snowdrop, so therefore I just conceded that game. So now we are going to game 3 with literally 1 minute left on the clock. He's starting first, so he is setting 3 and summoning Lukrembo and passing. Goes to my turn. I just activate evenly matched during the battle phase. And unfortunately, time is called. I didn't have Evil Thorn. He didn't have Fusion Destiny. So it's unfortunately going to be a draw. So after this match, I pretty much learned that I'm going to keep the 3rd snowdrop in, regardless of how the deck is built. It just kind of need the 3rd one for the grind game. Lesson learned. Match number 3. I am playing against the Skull Servant Turbo by my boy Alex B. And to be quite honest, I'm not quite really sure how that deck works. So anyways, I win the dice roll, I go first. I play 1 for 1, I pitch my draw, which we will see in a second. This is a huge mistake. Do not pitch your draw against a rogue combo deck, okay? I wasn't quite sure how it worked, so I took that risk. So I summon Evil Thorn, tribute to summon 2 more, and then trigger Primula. I then link summon into Jasmine and tribute the Primula for Mardell. With that Mardell, I search for Laurel and then I special summon that Laurel. I link that Laurel and Mardell into a second Jasmine, which will trigger 2 searches because of Laurel. When Laurel gets sent to the graveyard, I gain 500 life points. So both of those linked Jasmines will trigger. I search for both Rose Girl and Mudan. Then I special summon the Mudan by tributing one of the Jasmines, which triggers Rose Girl as Chain Link 2, Mudan as Chain Link 1. With the Mudan, I search for Tranquility, and then I synchro the Mudan and the Rose Girl, 6+3 into Cloud Castle. With Cloud Castle, I revive the Mardell, summon Very Fun Dragon, set 2 and pass. And usually this works, okay? 100% this works. And the only real ways that this board could be wrecked is either A, Forbidden Droplet, or B, Cyframe Gamma. So on his turn, he immediately droplets my VFD and plays the Lord of Darkness. If I had kept my roll in the hand, this would have been easy money, okay? I'd have to reiterate that. He gets Chaos Space and then he summons Alpha. I activate Rikka's Sheet on that Alpha so he can't use its effects. But in hindsight, I should have saved the Rikka Sheet for possibly a different time because I don't think he would have alpha'd my Jasmine. He probably would have alpha'd my VFD, which at that point was just a dead card. So he plays Chaos Space, searches, then uses Chaos Space's effect to draw. And you know what he draws into? He draws into Foolish Burial. And I knew my life was about to end. So it goes into a super long combo. I don't want to get into the details of it because this would be a long video at that point. And he ends on this board. My life is flashing before my eyes, so I just scooped. Game number 2. He goes first and opens both Chaos Space and Unizombie. That's just legendary for that kind of deck. So he combos off and ends on Appaloosa, RP Masquerena, King of Skull Servants, and 2 back row. I have a feeling he's not playing traps, especially in a 60 card deck, so I'm not too worried about the back row. So I use Prosperity for 6 because I need a way to out this board. I need Evenly or something like that. In this case, out of the 6, there was just Evenly and Lightning Storm. Those are the 2 things I'm like fighting against. Based off of my hand, I cannot play around Appaloosa, so I needed to grab Lightning Storm. I didn't have a choice because if I used Evenly, he would have most likely kept the Appaloosa on the board, which this deck just can't handle. I do that, I Lightning Storm him, I normal summon Lone Fire, go into Evil Thorn, then summon Primula. When I Lightning Storm him, by the way, he goes into Access Code. So that's not too big of a deal because he can't activate that effect on my turn to pop my stuff. So that's completely fine. I go into Jasmine, summon Mardell, grab Boss Stage. I special summon Mudan, grab Glamour, and then search for Snowdrop. I summon both the Snowdrop and the Angelica, and then use Snowdrop to copy, summon Teardrop, and attribute the Access Code is smacked with both Jasmine and Teardrop for half damage. That leaves him at 50 life points. During the draw phase, I summon out Har and he plays in Jack in the Hand. I let that go through and I activate Har's effect to force him to discard 1 monster from his hand. He uses 3 tactical talents to attempt to draw 2, but I think that's too much advantage because he literally had 1 card in his hand. But I then just negate it with Har. He special summons Alpha and I'm like, man, you have all the answers. Because with Alpha, he knows that Teardrop is my only interruption that I can use on his turn. So I'm forced to use Teardrop when he summons Alpha. His final face down card, here's the grand reveal, it was Chaos Space. And he goes off like crazy with the combo. He makes a board, but unfortunately for him, time is called before he can enter the battle phase, which results in, unfortunately, another draw. For this match in particular, the real mistake I made was not keeping the draw in the hand. The outcome might have been different in that case. Match number 4, I'm playing against my boy Tuan, and I'm playing against Crusadia One Punch. And I know extremely well how this deck works. So anyways, he wins the dice roll. Obviously he's going to go second. I activate Glamour, grab Petal, search for Mudon. I special summon Snowdrop and Mudon. This is the standard Rikka combo basically. Grab Rikka Sheet with Mudon because it's actually really effective against Crusadia if you hit them at the right time. So I then summon Teardrop, set 2, and pass. The only way he can kill me is with the Kaiju. So on his turn, he tributes my monster and summons a Kaiju.
I'm in danger!
Then he normal summons Forma Skipper. He copies Avermask, goes into Magius, and searches out Parallel Exceed. On resolution of that, I use Rikka Sheet so I could prevent him from possibly getting Maximus from the Magius search. I was praying that this would be the thing that stops it. He then special summons Arborea, then goes into Regulex. On summon of Regulex, he special summons Parallel Exceed, and then he put Parallel Exceed as Chainlink 2, and then Regulex as Chainlink 1. I don't want him to go into Dugar's the Timeless, and I don't have a choice but to Ash whatever's Chainlink 2, so his Chainlink 2 was Parallel Exceed, so I just Ash it, so he doesn't get a second copy onto the field. However, he then searches out Power from the Regulex and goes straight into Equimax with the 2 remaining cards. He special summons Maximus and special summons Draco. That's 8400 damage on board. That's game. Game number 2. So I decided a lot of stuff for going second because I know that that deck can't really do well going first. The best thing they could probably make is Equimax with 1 negate. But even then, they use up a lot of resources, so I just take advantage of that. So he goes first. He uses Rhoda to search for Arborea and pass his turn. On my turn, I normal summon Lonefire and use its effect, and I get ashed. On resolution, because I did tribute something, I summon Primula and then sacrifice it for Mudon and search for Glamour. I then use Glamour, tributing the Mudon to grab both Evilthorn and Petal. Why do I do this? Is I know that deck revolves around having monsters on my field so he can kaiju it to buff his Equimax and make it bigger. So I'm not giving him the opportunity by leaving an open board. So on his turn, he then just sets 1 and passes. On my turn, I activate 1 for 1, discarding Heart for cost, and I special summon Laurel. I normal summon Petal and search for Snowdrop. I summon both the Snowdrop and the Evilthorn by sacrificing Petal and using Evilthorn's effect to multiply itself. I link off into Jasmine, which nets me the search for Angelica. I use Jasmine's effect to tribute the Evilthorn for Lonefire and summon Mudon off of that, which also lets me grab Sheet. Again, Sheet's very, very effective against Crusadias, and I'm taking full advantage of that. I special summon Angelica after, gaining the life points and sending it to the graveyard and whatnot, and I use Snowdrop to make everything a level 8. I go into Teardrop, tribute his monster, and attack him for 48. Please note that I removed the Sinkers from my deck for this particular build, so I'm pretty sure I could have OTK'd if the Sinkers were still in the deck. Also, Mardell was in my hand, which made trying to combo a lot more tricky because you want to keep in the deck for either the Lonefire or the Jasmine plays. But anyways, on the next turn, he kaijus my Teardrop, and I'm pretty nervous at this point, but I feel kind of safe because he hasn't gotten around Rikka Sheet yet. He goes into Magius and summons out Parallel Exceed and searches for Maximus. I still feel relatively safe, but he links to and summons Regulex, in which I respond by immediately using Sheet and taking his Regulex. He summons Zooking Alpha, bounces my Jasmine, then resummons the Zooking, and then runs over the Kaiju. At the end phase, he gets his Regulex back, and I get my Petal back. On my turn, I use Petal to search for Snowdrop, and summon both Snowdrop and Mardell, and search for Rose Girl. I normal summon the Rose Girl and summon another Teardrop. Attributed his Alpha, ran over his Regulex, and also his Parallel Exceed. He doesn't have any more ways to out the Teardrop, so he scoops, but I also still had another Ash, just in case some more shenanigans happen. Unfortunately, I did not have Game 3 recorded, but basically I opened up all of my traps that I needed that I sat it in for going first, and it completely prevented him from going off, so I won that match. We are approaching the end of locals.
Yeah.
I did pretty badly, but then again, you watch the videos, you're gonna see me do a lot of mistakes. Even Steven, how'd you do?
2-2.
2-2. Swag. Alright, see you guys. Drive safe, right? Drive safe.
Yo, where y'all going? You're not taking the art stuff?
But yeah, you're gonna hear the comments in the video, and I'll pretty much explain every single misplay I made throughout the whole video. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you're doing yourself a disservice. Alright, bye guys.
No.
Oh, wait, that's a shiny, bro. That's a shiny, bro.
He don't know.
It's $12.
Are you lying?
No, these are shiny. Shinies are money.
Possible to open.
He got the Charizard! He got the Charizard! He got the Charizard! He got the Charizard! No way! He got the Charizard! He got it! Woo! High five,
No. Don't open those.
I need the sleeve ASAP. Give me a sleeve, someone.
Somebody give him a sleeve!
Yo, I pulled the
Somebody find a
Oh, Charizard!
Where did they go? Damn.
Yo, let's go.
Oh, hit Charizard, dude! Woo!
The world ends now.